Hi everyone, welcome to Urban Outdoor Adventures. We're up here in Peterborough County. We're camping and fishing for bass. I've got a very special guest on the show with me today. Stay tuned.
Urban Outdoor Adventures, teaching anglers and outdoor enthusiasts when, where, and how. Urban Outdoor Adventures, sponsored by Prince Craft Boats. The more you know, the better we look. Rapala, crafted from experience. Columbia Sportswear. Avoid road rage. Stay out of cars.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm up here in Peterborough County with my old mate Scott Stevens. We usually try and get away camping once a year, and Scott had heard about this back lake that we're at, and this is private property, right?
Yes, it is.
What we did was we went and saw the landowner. We got permission to come in and set up camp here. We got the boat set up here behind us. If you hear about a lake like this, make sure that it isn't private property. If it is, get permission. If it's public access, come on in and fish. Apparently this lake is just stocked full of bass. There are literally thousands of lakes like this in Ontario. Even though we're right back in the woods, we're only 2 hours from Toronto and an hour from Peterborough. Get a map out, take a look, you'll see just how much water we have available in Ontario. Pick a lake, do a little research on it. As I said, find out if it's private or public access and get out to these back lakes. They're a lot of fun. We're gonna be heading out at 5 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see you on the water.
This week on Urban Outdoor Adventures, Shaun and Scott are camping on one of the many pristine back lakes located in Peterborough County. This particular lake is located near the scenic town of Kinmount in Peterborough County, in the province of Ontario. Kinmount is located only 2 hours from the city of Toronto and a mere 40 minutes from Peterborough, Ontario. The body of water that the boys are fishing is private property. Due to the wishes of the landowner, we have agreed not to name the lake. Shaun and Scott simply got out their Ontario map and researched several back lakes that appealed to them. After contacting the landowner for permission, they began to plan their trip. Many areas of Peterborough County offer vast wooded areas that cloak numerous small lakes. To locate your very own pristine oasis, it may be necessary to head deep into the bush. You might just find that magic fishing hole. When venturing this far off the beaten track, make sure to have everything you need to set up a comfortable camp. Shaun always makes a checklist for all his fishing and camping equipment. Make sure you pack sufficient food and water. When in the bush, it's not unusual to stumble across some beautiful wildlife. You will likely see animals that would not readily show themselves in more inhabited areas. Shaun and Scott were fortunate enough to witness a mature moose cow and her calf swim across the lake just yards away from them. Exercise extreme caution and keep your distance if you encounter any large wild animals, especially if they are with young. This week's target species are smallmouth and largemouth bass. Other popular sport fish species available are perch, bluegills, rock bass, and pumpkin seed. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
What a beautiful morning, eh?
Gorgeous. No wind, perfect for top water.
Yeah, a little bit of mist coming off on the water over here. Oh, is that a hit?
Yeah. Do you like this color, it seems?
Yeah, that silver belly.
Yeah.
So that weed bed's right out here, you say?
Oops, missed him.
I wasn't even looking.
Yeah, it should be anywhere. If you cast straight ahead, you should almost be close to it. Yeah, straight up the bow.
It's the beauty with these back lakes. There's nobody here. We're the only people on the water.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Lots of shoreline to fish.
Nice and quiet till I fall off the bow of this boat.
You can cover a lot of water with these lures. They
They
Go
cast
quite a distance.
They cast like a bullet, don't they?
Like a football.
Yeah. It's good, especially fishing topwater when it's quiet like this, because it allows you to be a little more stealthy and stay, like if you're fishing shorelines or whatever, you can stay a little further out. With some baits, you pretty much got to be on top.
There you go.
There he is.
Perfect, you laid, like you said.
Yeah.
It's funny how...
Oh,
he spit
I
it.
couldn't get the hooks in because he's so far out there.
That's a long cast.
Yeah. And I didn't want to give him slack and try and set it again. That was a better fish, I think.
Yeah, it's funny how you just know there's a fish
I just
waiting
knew
there.
there was going to be one, and he hit
Just
it right off the bat.
Bass area.
You know, I don't care. That's it. Just getting them hit like that, that's fun. There we go. There's one. Another little guy, though,
Out
I
of the
think.
logs.
Right out of the wood. I think it's that brother of that one you had. Like I say, though, they're all fun when they
Nice
hit
and
these
healthy.
top waters. Just lightly hooked under the chin. Whoa,
Watch yourself.
slipped off the seat. You get that? I can't get my hand in his mouth because there's so many hooks sticking out of it.
That's where you almost want to tire them out sometimes so they don't have any
Yeah.
spunk when you're taking those hooks out.
Yeah. Little bugger. Look at the seats are just black, eh, from that dust on the way in yesterday.
No paved roads.
No,
Come back here.
that's nice. When you get here, at least you know you're going to be alone.
This is true. Yeah, I don't think there's anything better than topwater for bass.
On a little back lake in the middle of nowhere. Get out of that tent in the morning and just jump in the boat and away you go. Oh, nearly did a Rickard special there.
Natural presentation.
Yeah.
Coming right off the grass.
Yeah. There we go. You got him. That's a better one.
Yeah, finally. Get him out of those weeds.
Well,
That was
I'm
exciting.
gonna move us out of this wood here. I'm just about to hit a log here. Whoa. There's all kinds of stuff in here.
A little better.
Yeah, a little better. They're getting
Getting bigger.
progressively getting larger.
Baby
You know what
steps.
though?
Yeah.
When at this time of the day on the topwater bait, it doesn't matter how big it is. Watch them hooks there. It's that hit right on the surface,
Yeah,
like
the
that
initial
boil.
hit. That's a nice size.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
A fat belly on him.
Just going to show you a quick tip here if you're out in the wilderness. As Scott will attest, there's bears up here, all kinds of wildlife. Try and get your cooler winched up in a tree. What you want to do is get a rope, tie it onto a log like this, throw it over a tree limb there, let it come down, grab it, and winch your cooler right up in the tree where the animals can't get at it. Tie it off to a tree here, like so, and it's safely up in the tree. Another thing to remember, you're gonna have garbage when you're camping like this. Please take it out with you. You can buy these bags with loops on the top like this. Winch them up in the tree the same way.
Off this deep back edge here.
He hasn't come up yet,
Come
has
in
he?
the weeds. Oh, he's not that big.
No,
Look at
he's
that.
just wrapped up in weed.
I don't know. They just
They hit
feel-
hard though.
they feel
eh?
double the
Like
size.
they hit like
Look. like they're 2 pounders or
I
3
know.
pounders. That I tossed it just out over the steep edge, and he grabbed it as soon as it hit the water.
I think it must be that competitive nature they have in here for food because there's just so many. Unbelievable.
Off here, yeah. Nice They seem to have more fight here than other
I
lakes.
know,
Some
eh?
lake-
They feel bigger than what they are. There are literally hundreds of fish in this lake here. Like for hundreds of thousands, I should probably say.
it's
And they all seem to be around this size for some reason. We don't seem to be able to get through to the bigger fish due to the fact that the fish this size just keep grabbing our baits. They're fun though, eh? Like, I mean,
it's a lot of fun, especially for kids.
yeah.
And I mean, like you said, almost every cast you're catching a fish. So that's the most important thing for kids is catching fish more
This
than
would-
the size of the fish.
Yeah, I think this would be a perfect
question.
lake to bring the kids up to, right?
Oh,
Do
yeah,
a little bit
for
of
sure.
camping, some ultralight gear. Now, you've fished up here before. You say that you've never seen any muskie or anything come out of here?
No,
Really, eh?
smallmouth and largemouth.
So it must be just Bass Haven, probably why there's so many small ones. They got no predators here, right?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of perch which they can feed on too. There's no trouble catching fish here. Yeah, it's nice to explore different lakes and try to catch different fish. It's fun for the kids, make a day of it. You don't even have to camp sometimes, just go for the day.
That's right. There we go, there's another one, Scott. Oh, you'll notice that we're fishing out of a 15-foot aluminum boat today. First and most important reason is obviously there's no boat ramp or anywhere to launch a big boat on this lake. These little boats are perfect for the application that we're using them for this weekend. Got a little trolling motor on the front here, little clip-on motor on the back, all our gear, it's all you need. Just goes to show you don't necessarily need a big boat or a big flashy boat to go out and enjoy some good fishing. You can throw these in the back of a pickup truck or tow them on a little trailer or behind a 4x4 to get in. Scott's got another fish on.
Smallmouth.
So, as I say, we got permission from the landowner. We came in here, set up our tents, and dragged these little boats in with us. And it's pretty much all you need for the weekend. We started out in the morning using topwater baits. We were getting a lot of fish. I mean, a lot of fish. We probably had about 100 bass in the morning between us. And but the problem is they're all small fish, so we decided to move out into these deeper edges. There's a fish right there. And plastic, slower presentations now, more of a vertical presentation as opposed to the horizontal one with the top waters. Just drifting over a nice boulder here, and there's a fish playing with, oh, and I missed him, Scott. Look at that. Just annihilated that tube again. When the fish pick up your bait, you can often see the line move off. As soon as you start feeling that either a little tap or the line moving off, give them a second and set the hook like that. I missed him.
It's fun when you can watch the fish actually pick it up and move off with it.
It is, it's amazing. You know what, we haven't had any real trophy fish this trip, but I tell you what, when you're catching fish in numbers like this, it's a lot of fun. And it's a great opportunity when you've got this many fish readily available to you to experiment with different types of lures. We've used everything from deep diving crankbaits to spinner baits to soft plastics here. And we've had fish, I think, on everything we've thrown at them, eh, Scott?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good experience for me to see how to hook these soft baits up and try different things. So it gives me some ideas.
Yeah, you've never used actually a lot of this stuff we have here today.
I appreciate it.
But hey, that's what it's all about. Sharing knowledge and putting people on the fish.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And about the sleeping in the tent with him part, I mean, that's another matter. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
You're the one that snores.
That's right. You're supposed to tell everyone that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Hey, we hear that? Drag. This is a better fish, I think, guys.
Pulling a little
Yeah.
bit of drag on you there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This has got some size. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice smallmouth. Nice
Smalley. Look
Really
at
nice,
that. That's a nice fish there.
Real nice. It's been.
That's got to be that's the biggest one so far. We can get him out from under the boat.
Oh, I don't want to lose him.
Look at the lip. Look at the lip.
This is how not to land a fish.
That's
Hey, there we go.
Look at that.
That's a beauty.
That is beautiful, man.
That's what we came for.
Yeah. You've earned that. You've definitely earned that.
Beautiful fish.
We've been doing a lot of work here for these fish.
Look at that. That's
What do
a
you take,
beauty.
that plastic twitch bait?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. You know what? We should get a picture of that fish, mate.
CPR. Brought to you by Nikon Digital Cameras.
Okay, smile, mate. Perfect. One more. All right, let's get her back in the water. How's it look? Kicking okay?
Yeah, there he goes.
Perfect.
It's time now for the Angler's View, brought to you by Pure Energy Rechargeable Batteries. Scott's smallmouth bass came off a weed rock transition. Let's dissect some of the factors involved here. Water depth on top of the rock hump was 4 feet, tapering down to 12 feet on the outside edge. The hump was adjacent to healthy deep weeds that also led out into deeper water. Shaun and Scott knew bass would be relating to the structure for 2 reasons. First, suspended bait and panfish were observed feeding between the rock and weed. Second, this particular structure offers larger, more cautious fish the ability to move up onto the transition area to feed and then move back down into deeper, more secure water at the base of the structure. The strike zone in this scenario was the small open band of deep water between the weed edge and the tapering side of the rock hump in 8 feet of water. This location allows bass to wait in ambush on the deep weed edge. The rock hump allows bait fish or crayfish to be corralled fairly easily, offering little opportunity of escape for the unsuspecting prey. When fishing a new lake, look for areas that offer structure close to deep water. Locate humps and weed edges that emerge up from or drop off into the main lake basin. This particular body of water has an incredibly large population of bass that have no natural predators. This made it difficult to get a bait to the larger fish. Scott's larger smallmouth hit a salt-impregnated plastic twitch worm rigged on a weighted hook. Other great search baits for locating fish in midsummer are spinner baits, tubes, crankbaits, top water baits, and jerk baits. Try slowly working tube jigs along deeper edges later in the day. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
We've come across a rock here. I can't get this peg in. What'll happen is on a lot of these islands and sort of rocky points that we camp on, you've got a dense layer of like peat moss on top of rock. So many times I see people trying to hammer the peg in, end up bending it. The secret is you've got the layer of peat moss here with rock underneath. Take the peg in at an angle, point it in towards the tent so it gives it leverage this way, and then just jiggle it along that rock and just jam it in as hard as you can, and that'll hold enough to stop your tent blowing away. The particular tubes that we're using here and the twitch bait that Scott's using, or just lost right there. We've gone through a few packs of those this weekend. They're actually impregnated with salt. You'll see salt in the package, but also when they pour the plastic, there's salt right into the plastic too. So when the fish pick these up, it tastes good.
Well, that's a nice small, a little better.
Yeah, just out in a little bit deeper water here. Whoa.
That lure's got the perch colors in it, doesn't it?
I tied on this little bit of a deep diving crankbait there, the nice lip on it. Just annihilated that thing. Nice little back lake smallie. Whoa,
nice
there we
small.
go. Hey, acrobat. We're fishing a weed point here. Quite amazing to look at. The weeds are a light color, and we've drops down into very deep water here. And these smallmouth are just hanging on the outside edges. We had a couple of perch following earlier, so we're assuming that these fish are probably feeding on the perch that are there. You got one there too?
Yeah. This is a nice spot.
There we go. Long fish, but very skinny. Better fish?
It's smaller than yours.
Hey, I'll let you handle him. You need the pliers?
I'm all right. Thanks. There we go.
Because there's no natural predators in this lake, there's nothing eating the bass, and it's just full of like half pound, 1 pounders, right, Scott? And
But it's fun. It's not boring, there's lots of action.
Yeah. And like you said, great place to bring kids here. I mean, with a little ultralight rod or something, perfect.
I could catch those all day.
Yeah, no kidding. There he goes. We're actually using tubes. Got a little rattle inside. And what we're doing is we're rigging it weedless. So what you do is you take your weight, just tuck it right up inside. Wow, it's coming in. And then we'll just, got a bit of a storm moving in on us here. So we'll make this a quick lesson. But basically you push the weight all the way to the end. Take your hook through the end. Just trying to meet up with the eye on the weight, yeah. And we push it through, so it actually comes through the eye of the weight. So once it goes in and locks in like this, now that weight is locked on the bend of the hook here. Mm-hmm. Then we take the hook, take it through the very bottom of the tube, just bring it up, and there you go. It's rigged weedless.
Mm-hmm. As the rain's
okay,
coming.
Let's cut that and get the out of here.
Jeez.
Okay everyone, we're getting out of here. The boats are loaded up, but I want to show you what we were using and what was working for us this weekend. Got a top water walking bait here. We started out with these in the morning. Get that side to side action going. Due to all the small fish hitting our top water baits, we decided to head out to the deeper weed edges with these deep diving crankbaits. This one in a perch pattern, the jointed model that I showed you there before, and the stick body right here in the hot chub pattern. Worked very well. Later in the day, when the sun was up, we started going along the deep drop-offs, fishing these plastic twitch baits. These are rigged weedless. You've got a little weight in here that'll help that swim down, especially when fishing those deeper weed lines. And good old tubes. Always a no-brainer for bass. I like to rig them weedless style based on the fact that we were fishing tapering weed lines and so on. We're using two different types of tubes here, and the stick baits that we were using that Scott got his large smallmouth on. As far as rods and reels go, with the crankbaits and top water baits, I always like to use a bait casting reel. Got a 6'6" medium action bait casting rod. For the plastics, got a medium size spinning reel here spooled with 30-pound test and a 6'6" medium action spinning rod.
Don't forget to log on to our website and post your fishing, camping, and outdoor pictures on the CPR section of our message board. If your picture is chosen as a runner-up, you could receive a brand new digital camera. Post your pictures today. You might just be our next winner.
Well everyone, that's all we have time for this week. We got a lot of fun, eh?
Oh, it was a great time. Lots of fish.
We probably had 200 fish this weekend. Nothing real big. Stayed here a little bit longer than we anticipated, which is why we got to get this camp down before it gets dark and get out of here. I want to thank you for coming on the show again, Scott. A lot of fun, mate.
Thanks for having me.
And all I can say to you is get a map, do your research, find a little lake somewhere, make sure it's not private property, and have some fun bass fishing on a back lake. It's a lot of fun. For now, I'm Shaun Rickard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for yet another urban outdoor adventure. Let's go, mate.
Okay.
Urban Outdoor Adventures, sponsored by Lakeport. Great beer, fair prices. Nikon Canada. Simply better pictures. Pure Energy, the #1 rechargeable battery in Canada.
Oh, it came off. Little bugger. Annihilated my tube. It's a little slippery in here right now.